Wuxian from the Dyspraxia System, and today I want to talk about fear of being home alone, but then in regards to dependent personality disorder, it's one of the symptoms. It's not as much fear of being alone as fear of not being able to take care of yourself while home alone. And thought it was fitting to do, since we're currently home alone now. So yeah, we still live with our parents, and we do cook for ourselves, the groceries for ourselves and stuff. But if we didn't have Loki's partner, we would not be doing that. Not at all. Because we have the fear that we can't take care of ourselves well. And you might think that's a normal thing. Well, it isn't if you're afraid that you won't even be able to get groceries because you don't know if you'll be able to decide what a healthy meal is, or we are just so afraid to be home alone and have to provide for ourselves, whether it's just for a day or for the rest of our lives. Now, luckily, that probably won't come to pass because we have Loki's lover and we sort of live together on our own, sort of not. But like, if we move out of our parents' places, we will move in together. So then we won't have to be on our own unless they're at another place, on a trip, whatever. But otherwise, we would be terrified to move out. We would not know if we can get good groceries. We can decide on what are healthy groceries. We would be scared of being able to make decisions to clean the house, how to clean the house. We wouldn't know if we'd be able to cook dinner, how to cook dinner. Yeah, just every little aspect of owning a house, well, renting a house, just living on your own, every little aspect of living on your own, where you have to be independent, and make decisions for yourself, we're terrified of, basically. If right now you'd ask me to make dinner, for example, I would not know what to make. I would not know how to make it. I will be so terrified that I choose the wrong thing to eat, or I choose the wrong way to make it, that I just don't do it, which comes into play of another symptom, which is needing validation for your decisions. But yeah, I would not know if I were making the right decision, even though the decision doesn't really matter, because no one will tell me it's wrong. There is no one to tell me it's wrong, no one to get mad at me for it being wrong. I just am terrified of it being wrong, of having too many choices, to not be able to decide what's good and healthy for me. I'm terrified of the choice, even. Yeah. We just don't don't think that we can take care of ourselves well. Because we haven't proven to ourselves that we can. And sometimes when we tried, we either failed or we got scolded. So, I mean, there were probably times where we succeeded, but it's just, we all know what the right choices are, so we're terrified of even making a choice. We're terrified that we'll forget to do something that we need to do to take care of the house. We probably don't, but we're terrified of it. We're just so terrified of being left on our own to provide for ourselves because we don't know how. We don't know how. And even if we did, we're afraid we'll make all the wrong choices. Even if someone's not there to tell us it's the wrong choice, we'd be terrified that someone will find out that we made a wrong choice and then scold us for making the wrong choice. So yeah, it's really not nice because we do want to be independent. But if we really think about it, we're terrified to be. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be a problem in the future. It's not that big of a problem. We do have found out some things that help for when we're alone, having to provide for ourselves. Like, I'll just say, later we live with Loki's summer and they're on a trip, multiple day trip. So we would be home alone, having to look after the apartment that we have, hypothetically. What helps for us is to have a list of everything we need to do daily to make sure that like the house clean, the house safe, just the basic stuff that normally you wouldn't necessarily need a list for, like making sure the gas is off, for the cooking, locking the house, when to water the plants, when to put the trash out, that kind of stuff that's just like, it doesn't matter as much if you forget. Well, make sure the gas is close with cooking can be a big thing, but like the other things it doesn't matter if you forget it one time, but just having a list like that really helps, because then it's kind of like we're being told what to do, even though we're not directly being told what to do. So that helps. Just already, discussing with someone, what to have for dinner that day, already multiple days, like getting groceries beforehand, helps, because then we're like, okay, we told them we would do that for dinner, so we're gonna do that for dinner. That helps too, because then like we told someone, kind of like promise. It's not really it wouldn't matter much if we didn't do that, but we will, because we told someone we would do it, unless we forget that we told someone that we would do that. But then most of the time it's also fine, because then we can just say, oh, we forgot, sorry, or you just ask again, even though that asking bit is also difficult. But that's for another video. But just like having a list, discussing stuff with someone beforehand already, of like what you can do, what you're gonna do, helps. But that only works for short trips, short times of being alone. You can't do that for the rest of your life if you're living alone. So yeah, that's a real fear we have, which is linked to dependent personality disorder. Apparently, who knows? Who knew? Not who knows. Who knew? Well, the moment we found out what it was, we did. It's not actually a disorder that gets talked about much. Not even probably in professional settings. I'm not sure about that though. But it is, you can barely find like videos and stuff about it. So not really talked about much. But yeah, fear of being left on your own. Probably if we were to be left alone and it would go well, like completely home alone and it would go well, we would have like a success experience. The fear would go down a little, but before that you first need to get through the initial fear. And when we are left alone, we can get overwhelmed by all the choices. So yeah, it's it's a really annoying thing. Apart from, short trips, like the making lists and stuff, we don't really know how to deal with it. We want to find ways to deal better with it, or like at least lessen the fear a bit. And that's difficult to do. For now, luckily, we're not living on our own yet. Well, that's also not nice because of the people that we live with. But it's nice for this part. But yeah. Just, this is a really difficult fear to live with. Especially if you look long term, because it can make you so afraid of the future. That we never really look or think about, discuss the future because we're so afraid of, well, every aspect really. But this makes us afraid about the living on our own part. We're also afraid of getting a job and stuff, but that has more to do with all our disorders and being afraid that we're so disabled that we can't find a job, or won't get a job. But well, it has to do with dependent personality disorder in a way. That more has to do with us being afraid that we won't be independent enough at work. But we'll see. For now, yeah. Being afraid of being left on your own is not fun. And I hope not that many people can relate to this video. If you did and you have tips of like things that help you with it, please leave them in the comments. it would help us probably. It might help other people too. So yeah, if you have any tips, just leave them in the comments. Or questions or anything, free to put in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when we upload a new video. We upload every Wednesday. Our social media is also in the description. Yeah. See you all next week. Bye.